Dawn of the first day. 72 hours remain.
But what just happened? Everything has... started over. What are you anyway? That song you played, that instrument. That instrument! Wait, that's it, your instrument! The mask salesman said that if you got the precious thing that was stolen from you, he could return you to normal. Did you completely forget, or what?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Majora's Mask. Yes, in the last episode, we tried and failed to take on the Skull Kid, but we managed to use the Song of Time to give ourselves another 3 days, and in doing so, reveal what is the key gameplay element of this entire game. There's 3 days, you get to the end of the 3 days, play the Song of Time, start over again, 3 days, once again. But, we've got our precious instrument back, and so the mask salesman said if we did that, he could find a way to return us to normal, so let's go and talk to him. Were you able to recover your precious item from that imp? Oh, you got it! Oh, then listen to me. Please play the song that I'm about to perform and remember it well. In so many ways, this kind of serves almost as a theme tune for this game. This is the deeply haunting, for me at least, Song of Healing. This is a melody that heals evil magic and troubled spirits, turning them into masks. I'm sure it will be of assistance to you in the future. Ah yes, I give you this mask in commemoration of this day. Fear not, for the magic has been sealed inside the mask. When you wear it, you will transform into the shape you just were. When you remove it, you will return to normal. So, another bit of visualizer please, we have got the Deku mask. As a keep, as a memento. Wear the mask to inhabit the body of a Deku. Take it off to return to normal. Tap on the lower screen to open the mask menu and assign it to a button. Blah blah blah. Now I have fulfilled my promise to you. So please, give me that which you promised me. Don't tell me. My mask. You did get it back, didn't you? What have you done to me? If you leave my mask out there, something terrible will happen. The mask that was stolen from me, it is called Majora's Mask. It is an accursed item from legend that is said to have been used by an ancient tribe in its hexing rituals. It is said that an evil and wicked power is bestowed upon the one who wears that mask. According to legend, the troubles caused by Majora's Mask were so great the Ancient Ones, fearing such catastrophe, sealed the mask in shadow forever, preventing its misuse. But now that tribe from the legend has vanished, so no one really knows the true nature of the mask's power. But I feel it. I went to great lengths to get that legendary mask. When I finally had it, I could sense the doom of a dark omen brewing. It was that unwelcome feeling that makes your hair stand on end. And now, that imp has it. I am begging you, you must get the mask quickly or something horrible will happen. I'm begging you, you must do it! Really? You'll do it for me? I was certain that you would tell me that. Oh, I nearly forget. While you were gone, I found one of these. It appears to be one of those fancy notebooks the local brats carry around. Perhaps the imp dropped it. I have no use for things like this, so consider it a gift, I insist. No, really, take it. Use it, now. Only good things could come of it. So, that's a change in this one. We've got the Bomber's Notebook. Normally, basically, we have the Bomber's code from last episode, and we can use that to get into the Bomber's hideout, and then they'll give us the Bomber's Notebook there. Apparently he gives you it now, which actually feels... I can see mechanically why they do it, but narratively it feels like that doesn't make as much sense. But yes, this is very useful. It lets us keep track of fucking everything. So it lets us keep track of ongoing events and people's time schedules and stuff like this, because the whole game works on this kind of, as I say, this 3-day cycle. And this is really good for keeping track of what people are up to during that cycle, because it's always the same. From now on, events you will see in people's schedules will be added to your notebook automatically. Hopefully you'll find it useful. I'm confident you'll have no trouble handling the most urgent matter of this menacing mask. The fate of this land rests in your capable hands. You'll be fine. Surely you can do it. Believe in your strengths. Believe. So if we bring it up, firstly it'll tell us the Bomber's code down there on the bottom screen, 435152. But yes, so it'll have completed events, which are basically quest lines you've got to the end of. The Bomber's Code 1 ends with you getting the code and the notebook, which we've done. Business Scrub Scramble tells you what you did so far. You were gazing at the moon's scary face through a telescope when a moon's tear fell from its eye. You gave the moon's tear to the scrub in South Clocktown, and in return you got the title deed. The fact it's an ongoing event means in this 3-day cycle, there's still more we could do with that. But because everything is reset, everything has reset. So if we wanted to start progressing with this quest, we first have to get the moon's tear again, following the events we followed last time, and give it to the town, the business scrub in town, and get the town title deed back. Because literally every single event resets fully. When you've done everything that you can do as part of a, basically certain things do travel back in time with you. When you've kind of ended a quest with the thing that travels back in time with you, it'll be going to the completed events. You've also got the schedule. So for various characters ones we met so far, like the Dancing Sisters, Guru the Mask, the Singing Man, and the Town Mayor, you can work out from talking to them at various points when they are and aren't around. You can set an alarm for different times. It's a very handy system for tracking all of this. I won't be using it much because I'll be talking about stuff, but it is very handy to kind of look upon. Anyone who's in it has some kind of quest that involves with them that gives you some kind of reward for doing. I wasn't kidding when I talked in the first episode about this game is about the journey, not the destination. It's a relatively small game in terms of what you would traditionally consider the main quest. But it has a lot of side quests, and that's where the complexity of the game and the nuance of the story is as well, is in the kind of in everything that fits around that. Without further ado, it's dawn of the first day. Let's see what we can do in Clocktown.
That mask. The Skull Kid uses the power of that mask to do terrible things. Well, whatever it takes, we've got to do something about it. The swamp, mountains, ocean, and canyon that Tail was trying to tell us about. I bet he was referring to the 4 areas just outside town. There's one in each compass direction. But what do you suppose he meant by the 4 who are there? I have no idea. He always skipped important stuff. And I guess we should just go and find out. If we go through that gate straight ahead, we'll be heading in the direction of the swamp.
So one of the things we can do now, though, is if you remember when we spoke to the Great Fairy, the game told us... She told us, if we ever got back to our human form, come to her and she'll help us out. Unfortunately, and you'll get used to this concept, she's still been broken apart. Everything, and it resets when you get... Almost everything resets when you go back to the first day. Certainly everything in the world does. The only things that carry back through time with you are what is on the visualizer, and that's the key thing about the visualizer. Something only goes up there if it carries back in time with you in one form or another. You'll notice we are out of Deku Nuts because any individual Deku Nuts that you have go when you travel back in time. But the concept of Deku Nuts is still there because we still have the thing which says 0. So everything that you can keep in any way is going to be on the visualizer, and that's how I kind of I'll be measuring 100% completion again because I'll be doing that as ever. Sometimes you get additional items. Sometimes you get heart pieces, something like that. I only ever have on the map the kind of final end product, be that a mask, be it an item, be it a heart piece. That'll be the only thing that appears on the visualizer because the intermediates are not fixed in that way. Anyway, let's bring our Stray Fairy back. Oh, Tattle, you and kind young one. Thank you for returning to me my broken and shattered body to normal. I am the great fairy of magic. For now, this is all I can offer you. Allow me to ease your weariness as my token of my gratitude. So she'll heal you up, and this is kind of important. She doesn't remember any of the stuff with us coming to us as Deku. She told us then, if you're ever human, come back to me. But that didn't happen in this cycle. So she doesn't recognise you in that way, but she'll still do the same thing. Oh, kind young one. Scattered throughout the 4 temples of this land are more stray fairies, which belong to more great fairies who are broken, just as I was. Please find a way to save them and return them to their fountains. Surely they will add to your strength. Allow me to grant you something good, so that the stray fairies will not fear you. We're not going to be using this for a while, but when we do come to use it, it's bloody useful, albeit deeply creepy. We got the Great Fairies mask. Stray fairies will fly to you when you wear it. You'll know when you're close to a fairy who's lost in a temple when the mask's hair begins to shimmer. We won't be in a temple for quite some time, but yep, there we go. Great Fairy of Clocktown, and we've completed that quest. That's everything we can kind of do with that for now. When you get the bomber symbol, that means you've done it, which is wonderful. So for now, our goal in this episode is we are not going to be really advancing the plot in any way. For this episode and probably the next episode, we're going to be fanning around Clocktown and the surrounding areas, doing everything we can here. I'm going to keep hammering this point home. This game is about the journey and not the destination. You can just, sure, go straight on and do the main quest. But that's kind of missing, A, the point, and B, a significant amount of the content of this game if you do it. So if you are desperate to get on with the main story, don't worry, we'll be doing it in a few episodes' time, feel free to skip ahead. But it's not really in the spirit of the game is all I'll say. Piece of heart hiding up in a tree, easy to get, you can't get it when you are a scrub though. Now it's time to head outside, so let's head first to South Clocktown. And here we have the dude blocking the exit from Clocktown, but we can speak to him now. He wouldn't let us through when we were a child, but now he says, "Stop right there, have you some errand in the swamp? It is dangerous outside the town walls, and I cannot allow a child like you to..." "A sword? My apologies, sir. It was wrong of me to treat you as a child. The southern swamp at Woodfall lies in this direction. Be careful." So, that wouldn't work if you're in Deku form, but in human form we can absolutely head out into Termina Field. What I'm going to be doing here is just gathering money. We need to gather about 200 quid for various reasons. Oh, look, there's a freaky enemy. That's a green choo-choo. It's nothing to be afraid of and usually has something useful in its stomach. So yeah, if we just shank it, it dies. But I'm cutting down bushes here to get rupees. And I'm going to let the... I love the music in Termina Field. It's like a twist on the usual Hyrule Field music. So I'm going to let that play while I gather some rupees. So here you see there's this bloke up a tree. If you talk to him, he says... Oh, he doesn't say anything. He's just climbing a tree. Well, if we roll into the tree... Oh, shit, missed that entirely. If we roll into the tree, we can dislodge... Come on now. If we roll into the tree... For fuck's sake. There we go. We dislodge him along with 40 rupees. And if we talk to him, he says... Hey, I stole those rupees from a crow. Don't go stealing them, man. Yeah, I don't feel amazing about that one, but, you know, there we go. Anyway, now we have 87 rupees, and you can actually only hold a total of, at the moment, 99 rupees, which you'll see if I gather a few more, hopefully, in these bushes. That will push us towards that limit. Or not, but either way, let's head back to South Clocktown and to handle something important. So here, next to the kind of owl statue save point, is this woman, who serves as the bank. Hey there, little guy, won't you deposit some rupees? Nowadays, even if people have money, they don't deposit any. Nothing. So for a limited time, I'll give you a special gift based on how much you deposit. For example, if you deposit 200 rupees, you'll get a primo wallet that holds a lot of rupees. So, yes, we need to deposit a total of 200 rupees, and we've only got we can only hold 99 at a time, so we have to do this in batches. So, little guy, what's your name? Doctor, is it? Good. I won't forget your deposit. Let me stamp you with my special ink. Hey, relax. It doesn't leave any marks and it's not going to hurt. There, now I'll know you when I see you. All right, little guy, now I've got a total of 89 rupees from you. Come back after you deposit some after you save up a bunch. We'll talk about the implications of that in just a second. I want to exit, well, if we head over here to West Clocktown, then we can exit by the West Gate. Once you've activated one of them, none of them will try and block you, and this way goes out towards the ocean and the Great Bay. Which are dead ahead. But we're going to do some more gathering. Firstly, if we climb into either of these fountains, we get money, so I'll do it with the other one and start working our way north a bit now. But yeah, the finances is a strange thing. Basically, so rupees are one of many items which do not travel back in time with you. All your rupees are lost when you go back to the first day. But if you deposit them, she marks on your hand basically how much your account is worth. And so even though you go back in time and undo all of that, it still happened to your account. So even though basically Link and everything, and a lot of things that are physically attached to Link survive the trip back in time, so even though you haven't deposited any money, you can still go to her and say, hey, my name's Doctor, my account has this much in, and she'll check on your hand, and it's true, because Link is the only thing that survives the kind of the travelling back in time, and we will talk later about the philosophy of that, which is all very interesting. But it means, yes, as a way of saving money, you have the deposit system. Right, what we want to do here is, you'll notice there's some Ocarina instructions on the wall. Let's play them. RYX, RYX. Is that? It is! Saria's song from Ocarina of Time. That thing happens once every 3-day cycle. You can just go there, play some money, and then play some money? That doesn't make any sense. Play some money. Play some song and get some money. But I've actually not got as much money as I hoped. It should be fine. There's a very specific event I'm kind of waiting for. It's when we get to the night of the first day. There's an event that happens at precisely midnight. We saw it technically last episode. There was a man hiding in the bushes who I accused of being a paedophile. He's not a paedophile, but he is really up to something, and we're going to deal with that this evening. So basically, you've got time to kill, and you just need to make sure you're back in North Clocktown specifically by this evening. So I'm going to go and deposit the remainder of this money. And now we've come here to East Clocktown. And here is something, this is very handy. There's a chest here, and this chest is worth noting, both contains money. I just put extra emphasis on the syllables and that for some reason. If you hop along here, it feels like it shouldn't work, but it does. This chest is here every time. So every time you restart the game with the Song of Time, with the 3-day cycle, this chest will appear again. And this is very useful, because this chest has in it a silver rupee, which is 100 rupees. Rupees, good one. We can only hold 99 at the moment, but we're about to get the fancy wallet that the manga told us about. Every time you reset time, it's worth just grabbing that money and depositing it quickly, because there's an upgrade in the game which requires you to have deposited in the bank 5,000 rupees, and that's incredibly infuriating to do. So it means you should be depositing constantly, but with that and with a number of other things which start again every time that the time cycle starts again, you can do that relatively straightforwardly. Anyway, we've deposited more than 200 rupees, so that gets us an adult wallet. Crosses off the visualizer, that holds 200 rupees. That's just useful going forward. Basically, over the course of a 3-day cycle, you just want to make sure you're either regularly depositing or you're not filling up your wallet. And that's a really handy way of doing that. Is just if you double size your wallets, you ain't going to fill it anywhere near as quickly. Anyway, what do we want to do now? We need to head... Ooh, have we got time? 5 o'clock? Yeah, we've got time. We need to head to the Astral Observatory. So, first things first, we are going to give the code to this bloke, which I can't remember what it was, shit. But fortunately, it's here in the Bomber's Notebook. It is 43152. Wonderful. The other game didn't have that, and you just had to, if you forgot it, you were just boned. Well, you had to do the minigame again when you chase them all down, and they'll give you the code again. What, you said 43152, wasn't it? Am I an idiot? No. 43152. Did I not type 43152 in? 43152. Or did I put 512? I don't know. Either way, there's the code. In we go. Regardless of the fact we haven't joined the bombers yet in this cycle, we've got that code, so that's enough to convince him. Time travel, it'd be fucky. Anyway, let's head over to the Astral Observatory. And you'll notice we're not all the way over there because that balloon is back in the way and we can only pop it as a Deku. So, time for a freaky cutscene. Yes, that's what it looks like when you use the Deku mask to transform. Whatever the fuck is going on there is clearly incredibly grim or painful for Link, which is kind of one of the many kind of fucked up parts of this game. Taking the mask off is nowhere near as bad. And I don't know what we can learn from that necessarily, but hey, some things to do here, one of which is important, one of which is not. If we talk to this guy, he's the styling scarecrow wandering such a pleasant music. Time will pass, blah blah blah, he says this, we don't want to dance with him, no. But he says, by the way, I know of a mysterious song that allows you to manipulate the flow of time. What does that sound like? Do you want to hear about it? Oh yeah, now listen up. If you play that strange song backwards, you can slow the flow of time. And if you play each note twice in a row, you can jump forward to any point within the current day. It's true! How's that? Pretty interesting, but I'm sure I'd like any song written by you better, baby. If you like, you can play one for me. We'll get round to that later, but that's important. So the Song of Time can be used for more than just travelling back to the first day. It can let you speed up and slow down the flow of time, and we'll get into that in a second. For now, speeder on please, we need to do things that we've already done, because we need to get the Moon's Tear by looking at the Skull Kid on top of the tower, and then we need to trade it for the land title deed in South Clocktown. It's a new 3-day cycle, so all that shit, if we want to get some rewards from it, we have to do it again. So with that done, we've got the town title deed again. And yes, we're going to be doing... Get used to that quest. You do that many times throughout the course of this game. Some people can find this game a bit frustrating or repetitive for this. It's just you have to think about what you're doing and when and why. And I quite like that about this game. It makes it a bit more interesting. Anyway, what you need to do is be back here in North Clocktown by midnight. And it's currently 8:15. So I'm not doing anything suspicious, really. So it's time to play around with time a little bit. Let's bring out the Ocarina of Time, and the Scarecrow said, if we play every melody, every note of the Song of Time twice, then we will be able to advance time forward. So that's the Song of Time there, YLR, YLR. So we want to play Y, Y, L, L, R, R. So that's the Song of Double Time, a secret song. Which basically lets you then choose time during the current day, or you fast forward to dawn of the next day. So we can skip forward to 11, because if we skip to 12, we'll miss it. So, with that done, we've just got to pass time a little bit, just by standing around and waiting until midnight. And on the stroke of midnight... Or not. Maybe it's just slightly after midnight. Probably to allow you to use... There we go. So, you'll see this woman appears. And what about your creepy man in the corner? Keep an eye on him. Ouch! Watch where you're going! Stop, thief! I'm just an old lady. Give me my luggage back. Welcome to Sack on the Thief, who runs like the bloody child catcher, but if you stab him one, he will drop what he was carrying. Thank you. Since he didn't make off with them, I can finally stock big bomb bags in our shop. Maybe I'll put him out tomorrow. Yes, I must thank you. It's a dangerous mask, but maybe you could use this for your own festival fireworks show. So she gives you the blast mask. Wear it and have a blast with B, but you'll lose life energy in the process. Well, thanks for helping me. Take care. So, this gives us an ongoing event, the bomb business. And we are not concluded with it yet. We got the first stage, which is the blast mask, but more stuff happens over the next cycle, over the current cycle with it, and we'll deal with that next episode. And we now got in our schedule that event. If we want certain things to happen, we know that the old lady gets robbed at midnight on the first day. It's in the Bomber's Notebook. Wonderful. So, we'll talk about the blast mask in a sec, but for now we actually want to slow the flow of time down. We've got a lot of stuff to do in the night of the first day. So to slow time down, we play the Song of Time backwards. So rather than... we want to do... So if you look at the bottom, that now makes time pass much more slowly. A lot of people play this game and aren't aware of that. Events still happen at the same time, people still move normally, enemies still do it, just means the actual passage of time is slowed down. Play it again, it'll return to normal. That helps hugely well, especially when people feel quite time-pressed in this game, like they haven't got enough time to do stuff in a cycle. The Song of Inverted Time can really help with that, but the Inverted Time and Double Time are both technically secrets in this game. Nothing tells you you've unlocked them, and nothing really, like, people tell you about them, but you can absolutely play the whole game without realizing them. I put them both on the visualizer now, but you don't get a "you learned the Song of Inverted Time" thing. Anyway, we've come out here, and on the night of all 3 days, but we're doing it on the first day because we're here, there is this bloke, Kamaro the Spirit Dancer. I am no longer part of the living, my sadness to the moon. I haven't left my dance to the world. I am filled with regret. I am disappointed, O moon. I have died. Oh, I plan to bring the world together and stir it into a giant melting pot with my dance. If only I'd taught my new dance to someone. The Kamaro, the spirit dancer, was added to your notebook. The ghost of a celebrated dancer. Unable to rest in peace, he dances wistfully in the pale moonlight. But we have a way of bringing peace to people, don't we? Time to play the Song of Healing. Spread my dance across the world, train its followers. I have taught it to you, and now make it into a popular dance craze. You got Kamaro's mask, use it to teach his dance to the world so his moves can become as popular as they hoped he'd be. He hoped they'd be. So that gives us the quest, A Dance with Meaning, which we learn the new dance routine from the ever-regretful Kamaro. Use Kamaro's mask to get grooving. I am counting on you. Translation, I am counting on you. And off he goes, at peace, thanks to the magic of the Song of Healing. Anyway, what I want to do now is just briefly see what's up on the wall and play that to... Oh, that abominable snowman! We'll deal with him later. Oh, this is a bit of a complicated one. So you can position yourself in a way that you can see this. So it's... Oh, what's been blocked by me there? That is AYY is that bit that's been blocked. The rest of it should be alright. So that's XL... And then I said it's AYYLYR. Sometimes they're songs from other Zelda games, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they only give you 3 measly quid. That's bollocks. Either way, we've got Kamaro's mask, which was what we kind of came here for. Let's show off some masks briefly. We've got the Great Fairy's mask, which we haven't used yet. No use, really. For now, it's attracting stray fairies in, but trust me, there's none around here. We've got the Blast mask. This is useful for exploding shit. Is there an explosive thing nearby? Not really, no. Put the Blast mask on, and then hit B to explode. If you shield and use it, it takes a while to recharge, but if you shield and use it, you take no damage from it. When's it going to recharge? That's it recharged now, I think. Yeah, there you go. So you'll take damage if you're not shielding, but you can shield and use it for essentially unlimited explosive power, which is fantastic. And finally, Kamaro's mask, which is a bit creepy, partly because it goes over the top of your head. But there you go. We'll deal with that in a bit. But that theme should sound familiar to you for a number of reasons. A, it's the one we just heard. B, it is essentially Majora's theme from this game. It certainly comes up with Majora a lot. And B, C, even, there is a third place we've heard it already. If you cast your minds back to when we were a Deku, you may not necessarily remember that, but it's a useful event. But we're not going straight to that now. We're actually going straight ahead here to the laundry pool, so have had the speeder on, Doctor. So here, there's your man playing a song you should recognise. La la la, they said I was too loud when I practiced in my room. They got mad, now I'm sad. I'll just think about the past to keep my mind off the bad. Yes, I'll do that. Dear spectator, long ago I was in an animal troupe with dogs and donkeys and such. Why could a man join that? 'Cause a man is animal too, my boy. It kind of fits to the Song of Storms, but not quite. It's supposed to, but maybe it works better in Japanese. They were all great, but there was one thing I didn't like about it. Why was the dog the leader? 'Cause it was doing something wrong with me, sir. Was it 'cause... Oh, I read that completely wrong, oh well. Oh, that dog was an amazing leader. He always had a stellar troop, no matter what animals he had to work with. That's why I stole it. The dog's mask, I stole it. I wanted it because it was the leader's mask, but I no longer need it, so I'll give it to you. So with that strange story, he gives us the Bremen mask. This mask belonged to the leader of an animal troop. Try parading it around tiny young animals. The leader was a good instructor, his members matured quickly and they became adults in an instant. So that gives us a melancholy melody, which is completed. There's an interesting thing. There is something there we can use we can use the Bremen mask for, but you can do it at any point. It completes that quest because we've got the Bremen mask now and we can do that in a future cycle. It's only stuff where you still have to do things with it in this cycle that they stay active in the Bomber's Notebook. If we put the Bremen mask on, firstly, it's creepy as fuck. It's like a Venetian carnival thing. And if we hold B... doesn't really work with the Song of Storms in the background there, but you can do this weird march. We'll be using that next episode. For now, we've got 2 more things to do this episode. First off, let's head to the top of West Clock Town. Recognise that music? You should. And these guys are trying to figure out a dance. Don't bother us! Oh, but what if I could show you some of my sweet dance moves? Thank you for teaching us those steps. You are our master. You got a piece of heart. You've collected 3 pieces so far, 1 more to extend our life energy, and that does conclude a dance with meaning. I think because the fact that it counts as an ongoing event means that technically you have to do that in the same cycle that you free Kamara, but you've got the mask, so I don't know. Master, you're so cool! Japan in the 90s. Anyway, we've got 1 more thing to do, so let's head to a new place we've not been to yet. Let's head over to East Clocktown. I mean, we've been there, it's somewhere within East Clocktown, obviously. So this right here, if we check the doorway, it says... the Stockpot Inn. And if we go in, doors open at 8 AM. And we need to go there in the night. The event I'm looking for happens all 3 nights, but it only happens at night. Fortunately, there's a way to sneak in through the top. If we launch our way up as a scrub, there is an upper door here. And this upper door is unlocked at night. There's another way into the bottom door, but we won't be doing that for quite some time. Now we need to just follow around... no, not there. If we follow down here, there is a really disturbing event, and all I ask is don't think too hard about this. Really don't. If we go into the toilet... paper, please. There is a hand which wants paper in the toilet. Anyway, there are a number of things you can use for this. You can use any item the game gives you which is made of paper, and we have got the town title deed. Yay! Yay! Oh, you saved me! This fell down here. I'll give it to you. Nope, we got a piece of heart. That's given us a heart container. That's concluded the ghost of the inn. And we're never going to talk about that ever again. Of course, that limits then what we can do with... oh, it's giving us question mark, the mysterious hand in the Stockpot Inn. Look at that! Its identity is unknown, and that's probably for the best. Even the game agrees with me about how weird it is itself. But yes, that obviously now means we can't do anything more with the town title deed because we put it down the bog. So if we want to continue on with that questline, we'd have to restart, get the Moonsteer again, and get the town title deed again. So you can see how some of the quest lines in this game are complicated, to say the least. Most games only have a linear quest sequence. But either way, we're going to hold it there. So thank you very much for watching. We've reset back to the first day. We've got a mission, which is to go south to the Swamp of Woodfall and find out what's going on there. But even next episode, we're not going to be doing things as well. We're going to be exploring some parts of Termina and Clocktown as well to try and do some more side quests, or just quests, things in the Bomber's Notebook, before moving on to Woodfall. Thank you very much, and good day.